BL Sports, where we review all the best sports clips from around the world. Now, you're probably wondering, why should I watch over here instead of anywhere else? And that's because over there, they don't care about what you have to say. They don't read any of the comments. They talk down to us. They think we're just a bunch of clowns on YouTube, Twitter. But I think it's the opposite. I think we know exactly what we're talking about. So I read every single comment. So if you think what I'm saying is the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard, let me know in the comments below. If you think what I'm saying is the most amazing thing, then definitely please let me know. Either way, let's get into some discussions, let's get into some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. So without further ado, let's get to it. We're watching a clip of Nightcap with Shannon Sharpe. This is the first time I've done like a Nightcap Shannon Sharpe clip, so I'm curious to see how this is going to go. He's talking to none other than Ocho Cinco, talking about Micah Parsons, about the playoff loss. I'm curious because the title says Shannon Sharpe calls out Micah for the Cowboys choke job. I take big issue with that phrasing because I do not think it was a choke job. A choke job is when you could have done something and that you should have done something, but the moment got to you and you couldn't, and you let the moment get the best of you, and so you choked. That is not what happened to the Dallas Cowboys. They were just not good enough. They were just outplayed. The Packers were better coached, better organized, and Dak Prescott is just not a good enough quarterback to consistently win in these big moments, and that has proven to be correct. So curious to see what Shannon Sharpe has to say.
Ocho, Michael said the playoff loss was embarrassing and that the Cowboys were a few players short this season. What?
I mean, maybe at specific positions because the Cowboys defense is a little bit. They're a little undersized.
What position?
Huh? They're a little undersized.
I didn't hear that.
They're a little undersized because if you wanna beat the Cowboys, all you got to do is just run straight downhill. Just run straight downhill. That's it. Run straight downhill. Run right at them. They're a little undersized, and that means that's no disrespect. The way they're built for speed, sideline to sideline. No, they ain't really no meat potatoes down in the middle.
I'm trying to figure out. What you think, Ocho? I didn't hear any of this when they was winning these games. All I heard, heard was they great defense, and they believe in that. Yeah. And we got this. We gonna do this. That's what I heard.
Right. Man, they was doing it though. They was doing it. Mind you, that. Excuse me. Remember, we talking about a 12-5 team.
Okay.
They won bad.
A 12-5 team where they just beat up all bad teams. They beat up all teams that were not good. The only team that they really beat with the winning record were the Eagles, who were clearly in a free-for-all and not good at all. That team shouldn't have even had a winning record in the first place. They got lucky with their record. And they beat the Detroit Lions on this the whole thing with a 2-point conversion and just bad coaching and bad gameplay. But they still almost lost that game. Other than that, they were not a good team this season. They just balled out against bad teams. That's just the reality of the situation. So they were never that special to begin with. This has been consistent in Dak Prescott's career. He has a losing record against teams with a winning record. That's not what you want from your quarterback. Just not good. And again, it is interesting because the Cowboys did, Micah and all of them, they said, we are great. We are as good as the 49ers. We are on level with them. Jerry Jones, they were all saying it, that they were great. Mike McCarthy is saying that they're champions or whatever, which I still don't even know to this day what he was referring to. And so this idea that they were this really good team, that they were great 12-5, that they could beat anyone, but then they just kind of choked. No, Jordan Love proved to be a better quarterback. Packers head coach proved to be a better coach than McCarthy LaFleur. That's what they proved. They proved to be more organized. They proved that they could handle the moment better, that they could handle adversity better. They almost then went on the road and then beat the 49ers, who the 49ers are now going to the Super Bowl. I mean, the Packers ended up losing because it was pouring rain and Jordan Love definitely made a bad throw, but also that missed field goal, which would have kept it tied. They actually had a legit chance at beating the 49ers. And going on to potentially, who knows, maybe even make it to the Super Bowl. And the Cowboys just got punched in the mouth. It's that simple. I mean, it really is. It's that simple. The Cowboys were just not good enough.
And he talking about a 12-5 team.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm sure there's some pieces that could have been a little bit better, and I think it would have given their chances.
So I want to know what you tell me what role Micah played in this. Micah in 4 playoff games got 1 sack. So you tell me the role he played in this.
Well, you have to understand also.
And offensively, I say, what role does Micah play in this with 1 sack in 4 playoff games?
Well, he's double team and triple team.
So was Lawrence Taylor. So was LDT. So was Von Miller. So was Aaron Donald. Okay. So was Bruce Smith. So was Reggie White. That's what, because all I heard, he's LT reincarnated. That's what they keep telling me. I said, do y'all understand who LT was? Do y'all understand what LT is? They created offenses to block LT. He made 2 positions famous, the left tackle and the rush linebacker.
Right.
How many guys can say they made 2 positions famous? LT did that. So you better be careful when you start comparing those guys. So this is what he said. He said, sitting here and talking about it, we're going all in this year. So when did you go all in? Y'all signed Stephon Gilmore. Did they go get Stephon Gilmore? Okay. That seems like an.
And again, you're going all in this year. Well, first off, you just lost your defensive coordinator who has made your defense elite and great. So there's no way that you can take a step forward now. So all in, like, what does that even mean, honestly? And I think Shannon brings up some good points. And I think Micah is obviously really good, right? He obviously is great at his position, but he does deserve culpability. He can't just keep skirting responsibility. Like, you're either a leader and one of the best players on that team, or you're not. So if you're going to get all the glory for when you win, you got to get the blame for when you lose. And what Micah is just trying to do is just blame everyone else but himself. He just keeps saying, well, we need to get better pieces. We need to be better. We need to do this. We need to do that. And then Micah even said in part of that conversation, which I've kind of talked about before, is that he said, he's already seen everything in the NFL. And to me, that is just one of the worst statements you could hear. The guy has only been in the league for, a few years or so, and he thinks that he's already seen everything in the NFL. That's just not, he hasn't even played every single team or has been to every single stadium yet. So how could you have possibly seen everything in the NFL? If you really think that you've seen it all at that early on in your career, that's a bad look, because he should still be hungry to learn more. He should still be saying, I'm still learning and I'm still getting better and growing as a player. So beware. I'm only getting better from here. And the fact that he didn't say that is just really absurd. I mean, it really, really is. Tom Brady was still learning and growing into like year 15, which he said. It wasn't until I forget exactly what year it was, but it was past 10 years that he was like, it wasn't until then when I finally had seen every single thing a defense could throw at me. So if Tom Brady hadn't seen everything and he's the freaking GOAT, why does Micah think that he's already seen everything? It doesn't even make sense. You've never even been to an NFC championship game, let alone a Super Bowl. So you haven't seen it all. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's like to face the media in the NFC championship game. You have no idea what it's like in the Super Bowl to have extended timeouts where you're standing around for like an extra couple minutes and it really disrupts your flow because it's completely different than a regular season game. You've never experienced that. So you haven't seen it all. And so the fact that you think you've seen it all, that's trouble. That's dangerous. That really is. When you think you're smarter and have more experience than you do, that's a recipe for a disaster. It really is. It's like when a little kid thinks he's all grown up and mature. That little kid gets smacked in the face. And I just wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens to Micah. He's obviously good enough where he can still learn and grow and but they need to get him a good leader. They need to get someone who's no nonsense, who can honestly put Micah in place, who can truly be like, shut up, let's go, I'm going to show you how it is. They need that. And as great as Quinn is, I don't think he's that, right? I think he's probably more of like a player's coach in that regard, at least within the defense. As you know, Micah loves him. So to me, that already kind of shows you that he's probably more of a player coach, because I'm not under the impression that Micah likes to be coached hard. But what do you all think? I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this one. Do you think the Cowboys actually choked? Do you think Micah needs to grow up? Do you think the responsibility is on Micah? How do you think he should be handling the offseason in terms of what should he be saying? Please let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe. As I said, we are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and see you next time.